Welcome to this week's episode of The Dirty. So last week I went into my Instagram stories. If you are not following me on Instagram, please do so. It's Clean and Dirty, CLNAND DRTY. And if you like the content here, you are going to love the content over there. So I went into my stories and I asked my community, you guys, what you wanted to hear about in The Dirty. So I'm going to be doing these kind of shorter episodes every once in a while to share answers to your commonly answered questions. I meant asked questions. You know what I meant. So I actually got asked this question from a few people, and it is, how do I layer my skincare? So this goes hand in hand with something that I talk about frequently, is what are the steps in a skincare routine? So we're going to kind of start with the steps and then go into layering. So the first thing you're always going to do is cleanse your face. I'm using here a routine for combination acne-prone skin. So you're going to use a cleanser. If you are wearing makeup, if this is an evening situation, if you're wearing makeup, I would recommend something like a double cleanser, like using an oil-based cleanser. We have something at Clean and Dirty called cancel culture that's really popular. I would do that first, but if you are not wearing any makeup, no like sunscreen on your face, if it's morning, I would recommend just starting with a cleanser. So that's the first thing you're always going to do, is clean your face. Now, I'm going to kind of go off kilter a little bit. If you are using something like a mask or a washable product, this is where you would go in with this. So this is something like our clarifying mask, which you're going to put on right after your cleanser. Let that sit, and then you're going to wash it off. So again, starting with the cleanser. If you're using a washable product, that's the moment where you would use it, or that's the time period where you would use it. So cleansers, and then you would move on to a toner. Now we get asked all the time, why a toner? Why do I try it? Why do I use it? Like, what benefits does it have? And I'm going to give you a few of the benefits. First, it takes off any extra residue that is left on your face. Ideally, when you're cleansing, you're going to be using your fingers. Some people like using like a silicone brush. Some people like using one of those devices. Generally, there's always going to be something left behind. So a toner is going to get rid of all that little extra bit. That's what you're going to see on your cotton round when you use it. Secondly, it's going to balance the pH of your skin. And when the pH of your skin is balanced, it's going to be more favorable to accept your treatments, which we're going to get to. And it's also going to just generally behave better. Lastly, one of the additional benefits of a toner, if you're watching this on video, you're going to see that I'm holding up the Clean and Dirty clarifying water, is if there are additional ingredients, such as this one has salicylic acid and hyaluronic acid, these are going to work as actives on your face. Therefore, you're going to have a little added boost of ingredients on your face. So, cleanser, toner, and then we go into our treatment. So this is kind of like the fun part where we do serums and little bonus things like that. I have here the Clean and Dirty Do You Hyaluronic Acid Plumping Serum. And this is where we get into that layering question. It actually even started in the toners. So toners are very water-based. Serums are going to be a bit thicker, almost of like a gel-like consistency. And then you can move on to your moisturizers. So I think this is where people generally start thinking more about the concept of layering their skincare products, especially when it comes to moisturizers, and especially if you're using more than one. So again, really simple. Think about thinnest to thickest. So right here in my hands, we have the organic R&A oil for combination and acne-prone skin from Clean and Dirty. This is an oil-based product, so it is very thin, an oil-like density. So I would start with that. And then we have our A-Team Retinol, which is a traditional pumpable cream-like consistency. So I would go to that if you're choosing to use a retinol for the evening. And lastly, the Core Cream, which is our very thick facial cream. You can see it if you're on video. I'm literally opening it up right now. I'm tipping it over. Nothing is coming out. It's almost like a body butter texture, but it does really melt into the skin. This would be the last product you would put on because it's a very thick product. And what happens when you layer from thin to thick is every layer just seals the previous one in, and it just makes everything work better together. The last step you would do in a situation like this that doesn't necessarily fall into that protocol is a spot treatment. So if you're dealing with acne and you're using a spot treatment, I would absolutely use that last, no matter what the thickness is, because it's a spot treatment. If you put anything else on your face, it's going to move it around and dilute the area that it's assisting. So in that case, you really want to put it exactly where it goes. So thank you to everyone who asked this question. We got it from quite a few of you. So as a reminder, you're going to cleanse, tone, treat, and moisturize, and you're always going to go from thinnest to thickest. The only two outliers on that are if you're using a washable product like a mask. So in that case, you're going to cleanse, use the mask, just rinse it off with water and move on to your toner after that. Or if you're using a spot treatment, I would use it at the very, very end of your routine. And that wraps up another episode of The Dirty. Make sure you like and follow us wherever you are watching or listening to this. You can always follow us on Instagram at Clean and Dirty, and you can always shop us online at cleananddirty.com. I'm Paula Hoss. Have a great day.